Now, with week 6 of the 2023 NFL season upon us, I figured it's about time for us to make some predictions for these matches. Let's dive right into them. How's it going, everybody? I'm Jason of Jason's Realm here, and today I'm here bringing you guys, me, HD, PDF, and David's week 6 NFL predictions. So let's go ahead and dive right into these. So we're going to kick things off in Arrowhead. The Denver Broncos going to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. The Broncos, meanwhile, have not beaten Kansas City in about 8 years. Since 2015, I believe it was the last time Denver beat Kansas City. So Kansas City has had an iron fist over them, just like the Niners have the Rams. But we don't think that changes. We all got the Chiefs winning this one. There's no way the NFL is going to let the Chiefs lose to the Broncos. Broncos country, let's ride off a cliff into a void or something. It's awful. Up next, we have our third London game in 3 weeks. The Baltimore Ravens going to Tennessee in London to take on the Titans. This game going to be an interesting one as the Ravens are coming off of an absolutely embarrassing loss last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Tennessee Titans, meanwhile, are trying to fight their way in the AFC South. It is a tight race. They could make a push at it, but the thing is that this team is old, they're aging, and they are past their prime. So me and HD, we're taking the Ravens on this one. PDF and David taking the Titans on this for whatever reason. I mean, it is possible considering how stifled that Ravens offense was, but we just think the Ravens are just going to be a lot better than the Titans. Up next, we have a defeated Commanders team going to Atlanta to take on the Falcons and their newest addition in Van Jefferson from the Rams. This just made my pick even a lot more confident, I should say, because the Commanders, yeah, they have potential, but they lost to the Chicago Bears. The Falcons haven't been great with Desmond Ridder, but now adding Van Jefferson adds a huge weapon for him. Van Jefferson was a huge part of the Rams Super Bowl run back in 2021. So, just seeing him on the Falcons, giving Desmond Ridder another option, really opens up that playbook. Even if he's going to be conservative this week because he's new to the scheme, we all have the Falcons winning this one. Up next, we got the Minnesota Vikings going to Chicago to take on the Bears. The Bears are coming off of their biggest win of the season, and the Bears are going to have to carry all the momentum. But the Bears are looking to have a little bit of a fire sale this season. According to NFL insiders, it looks like the Bears are going to try to trade off just about any valuable asset that they have. Meanwhile, the Vikings are in a similar position with a missing Justin Jefferson, I should say, not Van Jefferson, and Kirk Cousins, maybe? This is going to be Tank Bowl. I'm calling it right now. This is going to be Tank Bowl 2 of the 2023 season. And we're split on this one, but PDF is lone wolfing the Bears. Me, David, and HD taking the Vikings. Up next, we have the Seattle Seahawks going to the jungle to take on the Bengals. The Cincinnati Bengals having a huge week, getting the ball to 7-Eleven himself, Jamar Chase, always open. And they succeeded big time. And now they're playing Seattle at home, where, quite frankly, they should just absolutely dominate. Yeah, Seattle is a solid team this year, but I mean, Cincinnati, you're figuring out what works. You're getting the ball to Jamar Chase, and it's working. It is clearly working. So me, PDF, and David taking the Bengals, HD taking the Seahawks on this one. Up next, we have the absolute demolition of the century. The San Francisco 49ers going to Cleveland to take on the Browns. Is this even a game? The Niners have a free ticket basically to 10-0 at this point. We all got the Niners across the board because they are just so much better built than the Browns. Up next, we have the New Orleans Saints going to Houston to take on the Texans. This game going to be an interesting one here as the Saints are finally figuring out what is working. The Texans, though, they have the best rookie of the class this year in CJ Stroud running this team very well. Very, very well. But the Saints have been getting their act together recently. Now, they did just beat the Patriots, who have been completely collapsing. This is going to be a tough one. I've been back and forth on this one. David has the Saints, PDF HD have the Texans, and this is a tough one for me. I'm making a split-second decision, but I think I got to roll with my Texans here. They're at home. CJ Stroud's been looking really good, and I just think that they're going to have a better option to run the ball here. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if the Saints win, but I just think the Texans are going to be able to have that slight edge at home. Up next, we have the Indianapolis Colts going to Duval to take on the Jaguars. This game going to be an interesting one for the division lead of the AFC South. And man, the Colts had everything going, but Anthony Richardson going to be out for this one. The Jaguars starting to hit their stride. The Colts also not using Jonathan Taylor after signing him to a massive extension, instead having Zach Moss run the game. And man, this game, the Jaguars have been hitting their stride. We all have the Jaguars as they have been playing extremely well these last few weeks. And the Colts are going to be without a few key pieces this week. Up next, we have the Carolina Panthers going to Miami to take on the best coach in the NFL, Mike McDaniels, and his Dolphins. Or Mike McDaniel. McDaniel, man, he is a guard, isn't he? He is sitting there. He's told in an interview, hey, you have the most offensive output in yards gained for the first 5 weeks in NFL history. Well, you know, our goal the entire offseason, we spent it all just trying to make sure that we were really focusing on production in the first 5 weeks. Yeah, he's an absolute guard. We all got the Dolphins. The Panthers suck. The Dolphins are going to dominate. Up next, we have the New England Patriots, the day that has finally come where the Patriots suck. We have been waiting for this day for 20 years, and we are back to the day where the Patriots are a poverty franchise going to Vegas to take on the Raiders. This game going to be an interesting one, but the Raiders are starting to get their act together offensively and defensively. And we all got the Raiders winning this one as they are playing a lot better. Up next, we have the game of the week. The Detroit Lions going to Tampa Bay to take on the Buccaneers. The Buccaneers being a white-hot team this year for whatever reason, jumping out of the gate. And the Detroit Lions doing what we expected them to do, jumping out to a 4-1 start. This is going to be a fun one. I think the Buccaneers are going to keep it close. But we all have the Lions, but I'm going to take it in the Lions one-score victory. I think the Buccaneers will play it a lot closer than a lot of people think, but the Lions should still pull out the win on this one. Up next, we have the Arizona Cardinals going to Los Angeles to take on the Rams. This one going to be a fun one as the Cardinals have been playing up significantly from what they've been expected to do, whereas the Rams have been jumping out a lot better as well than people expected. The question is, who is going to be the better team this season, the Cardinals or the Rams? This is where it starts. We all got the Rams winning this one at home over the Cardinals, but it's going to be a hard-fought, close matchup, and we'll dive into more detail on this on Saturday in my Horns Up video, so stay tuned. Up next, we have the Philadelphia Eagles going to the Big Apple to take on the Jets, where Zach Wilson has been looking a lot better. And the thing is, this is a very tough one to predict because the Eagles are a good team, but they have not played like a good team this year. David and HD taking the Eagles, me and PDF taking the Jets because Zach Wilson, man, Zach Wilson has been playing these last few weeks with serious intention and meticulousness about every little thing he does. He has cleaned up his game. He has focused on his game, and he's made a few mistakes, but now he's owning up to his mistakes and avoiding those mistakes in the future as much as he can. We think Zach Wilson will be able to bring in a good potential playoff run here for the Jets, for Rodgers to take over for the playoff push, but man, this Jets team is looking good with Wilson right now. Up next, we have the New York Giants going to Buffalo to take on the Bills. This game is going to be an absolute domination of the Giants. The Giants suck. The Bills just got beat up on by the Jaguars. They're going to be going to take on the Giants, and man, it is going to be it's going to be war crimes happening in Buffalo. It's going to be that bad, where the Bills are just going to do anything they can to just beat down on the Giants. I mean, it's going to be bad. It's going to be scary, and it's going to be awful. We all got the Bills. And last but not least, we have the Dallas Cowboys going to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers. This one going to be a fun one here. Me, PDF, and David taking the Cowboys on this one. HD taking the Chargers. The Chargers do have a very good chance of winning this. In fact, I initially had the Chargers, but then I remembered the Chargers defense kind of sucks. So we don't want to, bet against that Cowboys offense against a weak defense. The Cowboys offense isn't great, but they will take advantage of a weak defense in the Chargers. Now, the Cowboys defense isn't as great as we once thought it was, so Justin Herbert could very easily dice that apart himself. But I just think that the Cowboys defense will do just enough to outplay the Chargers defense and allow the Cowboys to win this one. Well, that's about going to do it for me today. If you guys did like, don't forget to smash like and subscribe, as it does help me out a whole lot. It tells me that I'm making content that you guys enjoy and want to see. So make sure you do that so I know to keep doing what I'm doing. Also, if you haven't already, check out our Week 6 power rankings down over here so you can see where we think these teams stand. And I guess with that, I will see you guys later. Peace out and have a good one.